Welcome to Driver's Line. I'm Greg. Earlier this year, we spent some time with the Lexus TX 500H, and we ended up liking the Grand Highlander more. Well, Toyota must have heard us, so they sent us one so we can make absolutely sure. So let's hop in and see if our feelings have changed. All right, it is time to dive into our review. So as I said, this week, we have the Toyota Grand Highlander Nightshade, and a huge thanks to Toyota for lending me this very economical 3-row SUV. If you like car reviews, news, and shenanigans like our European road trip special, smash that like button and subscribe for more automotive action. Now, let's see what this Grand Highlander can do. So first up, we're going to talk about the exterior of our Grand Highlander, finished in this interesting cement color. And since we reviewed the Lexus TX 500H earlier this year and said it might be the better pick, I'll call out all the differences we go, because while these two share a platform, they definitely don't share a vibe. So size-wise, the Grand Highlander is still grand. You've got about 201.4 inches of length, 78.3 inches of width, 72.1 inches of height, and 116.1 inch wheelbase. Obviously the same footprint as that TX, but the execution is totally different. The Lexus looks sleek and dressed for a gala, and this Nightshade looks like it's headed to a ninja convention as a puffed up RAV4. The Nightshade package is definitely what sets this trim apart. Toyota blacks out just about everything that you used to pay extra to have body colored back in the 90s. 20-inch gloss black wheels, black grille trim, black roof rails, black mirror caps, black door handles, black roof spoiler, black badges. It basically takes the friendly family hauler shape and gives it a stealth mode glow up, especially when finished in this bluish gray cement color that has a really subtle metallic sheen to it, which is cool. Up front is the classic Grand Highlander, clean lines, wide grille, LED headlights, but that familial styling inspired by Toyota's other SUVs makes it a bit more rugged than that Lexus TX. From the side, we've got the same boxy and practical outline with big doors and large upright windows as the TX, and frankly, glancing at either from this angle, you'd be hard-pressed to tell the difference. Out back, you've got the LED taillights, the blacked out Nightshade badging, and tall, squared off liftgate that leans into functionality over flair. While Toyota may bother to hide the wiper under that spoiler on the 4Runner, they choose to stick it right on the window here, which definitely spoils those otherwise clean lines back there. And while the TX might have a bit more of a tapered, polished rear, the Grand Highlander just says, I can carry all the kids and their stuff, and I'm proud of it. So let's talk interior, because while this thing might look all stealthy and tough on the outside, inside is peak Toyota family comfort. Up here in the front row, I've got plenty of space to stretch out. 41.7 inches of legroom, 40 inches of headroom, so even tall drivers won't feel like they're wearing this car. The design is classic Toyota, logical, easy to live with, and soft touch materials where your hand kind of naturally lands, although certainly more hard and scratchy plastic than you might find in that TX. But the layout feels intuitive right away. The seats are heated and ventilated, nicely cushioned with just enough bolstering that you don't slide around, and the leather feels durable without, any pretense of luxury. I still dream about those swank F Sport seats from that Lexus TX 500H tester, and these are definitely not those. Front and center is Toyota's big 12.3-inch touchscreen. It's quick, clean, and easy to navigate, plus has wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. No cords, no drama. You also get matching 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster that coaches you on driving economically, but we'll get to that in a little bit. The graphics are clean, modern, and a nice step up from the older Toyota setups. Alright, so tech-wise, Toyota throws almost as much as the Lexus does at you. We've got tri-zone automatic climate control with physical knobs, wireless charging, 7 USB-C ports throughout the cabin, and Toyota's Safety Sense 3.0, blind spot, adaptive cruise, lane tracing, which works still really well here just as it does in that Lexus. Honestly, the only things I'm missing from that TX are the slick HUD and a fourth AC zone. Since we're optioned with the $600 panoramic view monitor, cameras are everywhere too. Front, sides, rear. Great for parking something this size without sweating one bit. I also love all the small touches in here. Tons of cubbies, shelves built into the dash, and cup holders that could hide your Yorkie. let's go ahead and find a spot to pull off so I can sit in the back and we can talk about space and cargo. So back here is where the Grand and Grand Highlander really pays off. The second row is genuinely adult friendly with 39.5 inches of legroom, sliding and reclining rear seats, and in this Nightshade trim you get heated second row seats, its own climate zone window shades, and USB-C ports. And our 1350 optional panoramic roof really helps to break up this sea of black interior. Third row, surprisingly solid. You get 33.5 inches of legroom, so even grown-ups can survive back there. Plus, Toyota gives third row passengers their own vents and USB-C ports, which keeps everyone powered and happy. Cargo space is another massive win. 20.6 cubes behind the third row, actually usable with a flat load floor despite this hybrid setup. Fold that down and you get 57.9, and with both rows down, there are 97.5 cubic feet to play with. So we're just as good as the TX here, so let's head back out on the road and talk performance. All right, now that we're strapped back in and out on the road, let's talk about what powers this Grand Highlander hybrid. And it's not just about carrying a big family, but doing it efficiently. Under the hood, you've got a 2.5 liter gasoline engine and a hybrid setup combining to make 245 horsepower. When you step on it, it's not fast or quick. 0 to 60 takes about 7.8 seconds, and if you keep that ECVT transmission winding away, the quarter mile takes a pretty leisurely 16 seconds at 87 miles per hour. Of course, none of this matters because you don't buy this for a fun drive. You buy it because you prize efficiency and it delivers. Rated at 36 miles per gallon city, 32 on the highway for 34 combined. That's economy car efficient in a all-wheel drive, 3-row, 4,620 pound brute. Part of that comes from how this hybrid setup works. The electric motors help during low-speed city driving, regenerative braking recovers energy, and you can select EV mode for school car line pickup, and the car will literally coach you on how to maximize efficiency with an eco monitor built right in this digital gauge cluster. Flick it on, wait for feedback on your starting, cruising, and stopping as you get rewarded with better miles per gallon, plus a little bit of a line of traffic forming behind you because you will be driving very slowly. As for the handling, it's not bad at all. Nothing fancy, but it feels composed and compliant. It's not a sporty crossover, but you're feeling a bit of aggression. Sport mode does tighten up the throttle response and the steering, but it never feels out of place for something in this segment. Compared to that TX 500H, we're definitely down a bit on power compared to the hybrid max setup there, but we're way up on efficiency. This is a family SUV that establishes itself in a rare niche. 3-row hybrid efficiency, which is a huge win if you're actually driving it for family stuff. Let's see if we can find a spot to pull over for our final thoughts. All right, it is time for our final thoughts, and here's the thing. The Grand Highlander Hybrid isn't the SUV that stops you in your tracks. The styling is perfectly handsome, perfectly forgettable, and this Nightshade trim can make it look a little parts counter chic. But then you drive in it, live with it, load it up, and suddenly that Lexus TX starts sweating. For $57,402 as tested. You get huge space, huge comfort, Toyota reliability, and efficiency numbers that basically eradicate guilt from owning that 3-row SUV. Yeah, the performance is sleepy, and some interior materials feel more $40,000 than nearly 60 grand, but the value and real-world usability are just unbeatable here. It's not flashy, it's not dramatic, it's the quiet kid in class who keeps acing the tests, and honestly, that's why we still pick it over the Lexus and keep that 20 grand in our pocket. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us on The Driver's Line. Hit that like button to subscribe for more car reviews, specials, and podcasts.
A special shout out to our partner Drive Shop for fleet management, keeping us fueled up and on the road, enabling us to keep bringing great content to you.
Skunk. Late.